So, yeah, good afternoon, all. So, today is a great day, and we'll be looking at Naija SQL Pass. So, we are actually launching and introducing the team, and I want to tell us there are lots and lots we're going to gain in this wonderful community. So, let me roll up my slide. Okay, please confirm if you can see my slide.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. So we're actually introducing Naija SQL Pass. And the organizers, as we have it there, we have Lekan Omodara, Sheyi Oluwawumiju, and Ayodeji Folarin. So this is the first day we are starting this event in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. And there are lots and lots we're going to gain as far as this is concerned. So, but we want to look at the framework, and I'm happy Sheyi is live on board with us. He's going to actually run us through what makes up this pass, so that let's know where we are going from here. Hi Sheyi, are you there?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and welcome once again to um, the inaugural pass, which has been highly um, emphasized with time and how the journey started and how where we are and what we hope to achieve. Generally, PASS was an offshoot of MCT PASS is an offshoot of MCT Naija. And what is MCT Naija? Actually, the background started way back when all the MCT came together to have a common front to be able to reach out to the community and taking leverage on our core training output to change the way technology is being seen in the locality of Nigeria. And we have so many user group across most of the offering that we um, teach or train and span up to be community leaders and span up to be MVPs, and we hope to have more. But we saw that there was a gap when it comes to uh, the SQL, and that was very, very important for us to look at that space. Now, looking at what is going on in the world, where data played a remarkable backbone to change that is occurring all over the world. So we looked at PASS. How can we get on board to have PASS in Lagos? And our sequence, our connection with people in Redmond and other people that handle the PASS org, we noticed that one was already registered, but the effects on this on and from this community was not properly felt at that time. Then we hope to have connect with them to see how we can synergize and collaborate to bring more effort to Nigeria. But at that, we are still hoping to have our pass registered, MCT Nigeria pass registered, and we are still pushing the organization to do that. Then the coming together of Naija SQL Pass, the likes of Ayo, Deji, and Lekan Omodara. Lekan happened to meet some years back when we were trying to organize the MCT Summit in Lagos, and I got to connect with him on LinkedIn. I saw the energy he has. He's focused about giving back to the community. He has left Nigeria for a long time, and his background, which happens to be on the SQL side, was a remarkable strength for him and was like bringing these pillars together. I also spoke with Ayodeji, which also have a background of database, is now an MVP on data platform. Now, the foundation was now laid down for me because I happened to dabble into a meeting of some MVP online, which are all database evangelists, and they were talking of SQL Server, SQL Saturday. And I asked a very question which brought my curiosity up. Do you have anyone in Lagos? And they said, no, none in Nigeria. And apparently, PASS was already registered. Why should we not have a Saturday basically for SQL professionals? It brought about the realization, the push from their side. They gave me the contact, they gave me the connection. I was able to speak to the program manager on the MVP side. He pushed the nomination, he pushed the forms, and that is where we have the SQL Saturday Lagos that is going to come live on in November 21st. Now, that has been the journey. The community moved from the MCT, the realization of having a pass connection in Nigeria, and landing it with an SQL Saturday, which is basically for Nigerians and for Africa. Now, setting a pillar with the three pillars which I talked about. Omada Aleka from UK, now in Scotland, and also Deji Folari, which happened to be an MVP and a community lead to push this crusade. I think that actually formed the framework, formed the launch and the dive into this new ocean. And I know that as every other user group has been successful in Lagos, we hope to do more. And one thing that I saw now that is very, very prominent is that Nigeria now is in the map. Anywhere, Nigeria is in the map, and thanks to the community leads, every one of you that are here, Nigeria is in the map, and I know we are going to do more. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sheyi. I sincerely appreciate that. So I will want Lekon to run us through the next slide. So Lekon will be talking, the next few slides, Lekon will be talking about the vision, the mission, the aims, the objective, what you hope to gain, and so many other things. Hi, Lekon, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you, everyone? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure to see that we've got about 14 or 15 attendees. As Sheyi and DJ has mentioned, what we plan to achieve is to make sure that we're able to empower the data professionals who leverage on Microsoft technology to connect, share, and learn through the network, and sharing based on the peer-to-peer learning. I zoned my MCT back to Nigeria after a while, and I discovered that then there was an event that took place about 2 years ago, so which I was able to present, and after then I was able to meet a lot of people, having the discussion that Microsoft products is still coming up. I had some friends who they work with Microsoft, and we had a lot of discussion. So our mission, which we stated, is for us to be able to leverage on the people that use the technology. And our goals for this is one of our goals is to build a community of database and data experts that will be able to shape the information work using the Microsoft SQL Server. And what we plan to, part of our goal is to establish Naija PASS SQL as a community leader in Microsoft data technology. Everything we do today, everywhere you go, there is always the use of data. And I'm glad that we've got a lot of data engineer, data scientist, database administrator on board today. So what we plan to do as part of our objective is this. I know we have Nigeria, as she mentioned. I'll be honest with you, Nigeria is a great country. And I will tell you, and I'm proud to be a Nigerian anyway. And we need to understand that we have a lot of energy. But sometimes the drive is what it takes to, because sometimes we leverage on, oh, we don't have the technology. We have the people. And for me, based on my interaction, I know we can do a lot. So some of our objective is to support the upcoming database experts to achieve their targets. I've been in the data industry for more than 20 years. My first certification is in Microsoft SQL Server was as far back as 2001. I actually got my MCP 2000. That's like 20 years ago. And as I'm talking to you today, I'm still in the data world. I've been an architect, I've been a developer, I've been a manager, all such, name it, I've been there. But there's one thing that has not changed, is the data. I've used different applications when it comes to data before I decided to be using Microsoft. I've used Oracle, I've used Sybase, I've used DB2. But today, when you look at the market share, Microsoft SQL Server is still leading, and I can bet it with you, with what is happening in Azure now, you'll be so amazed about what you can do with the database. So what we want to do is, we want to try to support your upcoming database, like I mentioned. We work with a lot of offshore guys, but I believe in Nigeria, we've got so many talents that we can try to do. Part of my mission is to give back to the community. And one of the easiest I think I can do is, based on the situation, is to empower. When you empower people, you make them to be the best that they can. So we want to provide the guidance on the certification for the member. I'll tell you one I leverage on the certification. No matter how your skill, if no one knows what you are made up of, no one is going to come in touch with you. One of the advantages of certification is it's going to bring your resume, your CV onto the first set of people that will be looked into. Because one, the advantage of certification is one, the organization you want to work with, it gives them a kind of an assurance that you are recognized in your field. So what part of the stuff we want to encourage people to do is this certification, if they need to do any of the certification, they have any issue, we try to look at it and see how we can support them. Now, another good thing about certification is this. It gives you the opportunity to learn what you cannot learn on the job. Because in every application that you use, you can't learn everything on the job. So you do both reading and you learn on the job. So that is one of the stuff that you have there. Now, another thing we try to do, the member will be able to access past activities at a reduced rate. If there's anything that will be done across and we feel like the past member will not be able to, will not mind to give the support for them to be able to. The more we are able to support the community, the better it's going to be for us. So what's going to be the activities that will be, this is just, so I will call this one like a summary or some of the stuff that actually come to mind, and based on some of the stuff that we've been doing here. Now, I just put this one, but what we'll be going to do is we'll be customizing our activities with what is obtainable in Nigeria. So we'll be working with other communities to provide a kind of a sound footing. I've got a few connections, let me call them connections, in Nigeria based on the people that we've worked together far back as 15, 20 years, almost 70 years ago. And many of them, I believe that if I talked about what this community can do, there are a lot of recruitment going on. When people want someone they can actually trust. So when you kind of,
we will get to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. So we'll be working with some of them, and when we're able to make a recommendation, that's what I mean by the sand footing. So we plan to organize a kind of a bi-monthly or monthly activities around the SQL technology. We cannot know it all, but part of the stuff we are trying to do is based on the community leaders that we have, we'll be able to leverage on their support as well. Can we get back to the slide? So we want to provide, like I mentioned, on the job in the markets for the eligible member. The membership is going to be free. There's going to be an annual event. If you go to the past, website at the moment, there is an event which is coming up. It's virtual and people pay for it. We are looking at, we'll be able to do something of such, but initially we may not, everything may be footed so that we encourage more people to learn and to socialize. Then we be like our annual event where we work with organization. I had a discussion with one or two companies that is there any way we can use some of their available facilities to have a kind of maybe once in a month discussion. And I think I'm getting a kind of a green light. So one of the things we try to do is there are some of us that if we have that opportunity to see what is happening in the organization, we'll be able to add it to whatever we might have learned or that we know regarding to data. So these are some of the activities that we plan to. So if we now go into what is going to be the main benefit when you look at it, the main benefit in this situation is endless. I've been not working with past, but I've been attending the activities for the past 10 years. And there's one thing that you can't take away is the networking. The networking is so great. You can't work in a silo until you want to grow. And there's an adage that says, if you want to go far, you go together. But if you want to go fast, you go alone. The faster you go is not the way. It is not how soon, but how well. So these are some of the things I want to bring onto the table for us. And having the opportunity to meet with Ayo, it's been great to see someone that started a platform of this nature as a leader from a zero. So like over 700 members. It's great to see the energy. And it makes me to feel like I've got people to work with and the collaboration is going to be endless. So we'll be looking, part of the stuff we try to do, there are some of the startup companies that will be able to see how we can assist them to provision on the Azure database and all other platform. So we'll be, as part of, recently Microsoft changed the Azure data warehouse to Synapse, and Synapse is one of the analytics. It combines the Azure Data Factory, the data lake, data bricks, put everything together, and you'll be able to do your analytics easily. Talking about the machine learning, integration of the Python into any of these, using on the Pi notebook and all such. So these are some of the stuff we'll be looking at. The concept of the big data. What is big data? Why are we talking about big data? Which platform do we think we can leverage on the big data? So these are part of the stuff we'll be looking at. Migration of the data from on-site to this, that's providing a consulting. Part of the thing I'm thinking I'll be able to bring onto the table for some of our existing consultants is being able to convince your potential customer to teach out their on-site and move on to the cloud. It's in the long term, it's a lot of benefit for them. But having the tools to use is going to be, these are some of the stuff that we want to make sure that we're able to empower every one of us. So if I go to the team that made up this team, if I want to talk about Ayodeji again, is currently lead for the Power BI. I attended, I've been attending the session for the past 4 weeks now. I attended another session today. It was a very, very great to see this kind of presentation. And when you go out there, it makes me to feel like go out there and say, you know what, guys, if you want something Nigeria, I can definitely get someone to do it for you. All you just need to do is just send them one URL. I say, what about this guy? Have a look. This is someone that is in teaching the Power BI. What do you think? Sometimes I do have a request for a trainer, virtual trainer. So if we're able to give some of this, link them up with people that will be able to make a provision for a good job for them, I think it's something good. So Sheyi has been, is a brother, is a friend. We've met through this network, but we've gone a long way to understand each other better. And you cannot underestimate the effort of these two guys. I'm not just praising them, but I know how difficult, when I say difficult, to organize an event. And they've gone a long way to be able to put the effort. So when we had this discussion, the energy was like, yes, guys, we've got the SQL, we've got enough guys, but we still need someone to be able to the anchor. So I want to use this opportunity to say thank you to these two wonderful guys. And thank you to all the members of the community. I'm not underestimating the effort of anyone. Taking the time to even attend this event, it's something great. This is just a starting point. Your feedback and your contributions, your observation, it will be highly appreciated because we want to make sure that we build this. I want it to be a kind of participatory based on what the three of us say. So we are doing a kind of introduction today, but we are not dictating how we are going to run it to every member. But what we appreciate is your ideas, is how we can take it to the next level. I was having a chat with Deji shortly before we started. After the last presentation, after this presentation, I started talking to some of my clients that, okay, there are better ways that which we can provide support to you by offshoring the process. And the first question was, is it going to be to India? I said, no. And the guy said, oh, where's it? Yes, it's based in Nigeria. Oh, you sure? Well, one of the things I can tell you.
Hello, please. Can you kindly unmute your mic? Okay, thank you.
So, and I said to the guy, I said, I'm going to offshore to Nigeria, and it's one of the greatest country that you have. So we just have a chat. So that's some of the stuff. I got motivated based on some of the stuff which I've watched, some of the speakers I've listened to. So now, with the last 3 months, the pandemic has really shaped a lot of things. It has brought everybody together, and it has shown us that you can do anything you want to do wherever you are. If you look at things now, if you look myself, I'm in the UK, Sheyi is in the US now, DJ is in Nigeria. It doesn't show as if we are far away. The whole world has become a global village. And what is it that is driving us is the technology. So if we now talk about the data, everything we are doing today is all about data. Even as we are using the so-called bandwidth, someone is analyzing the bandwidth, and they want to know where their bandwidth is highly required, where it is less required. For those of us working with series of organizations, the banking sector, you know what the data is. If you run your end of day process and you don't make the start of the process, you don't have the customer balance, you can't start your operation the next day. What is it all about? Data. So the power of data, we cannot underestimate the power of data. So, but before I move on to the question and answer, let me go to the next slide. let me acknowledge some of our potential leader as well. So I will start with Michael Adekoya. I've not had the opportunity of meeting with them, but I'm believing that I'm meeting with them in spirit, and I'm meeting with them in virtual now. I know
hello. Michael, are you on board? Michael, okay, Michael is not online. Please, if it gets to your turn and you are online, you can also come in. Let's see your face and let's hear from you. Okay, Mr. Leko, you can continue.
Okay, so part of what, so I've had a little bit about what Michael does and everything. So I'll be meeting with them to get more from them. I don't want to believe that, I believe that they will be the one to do more than myself, because sometimes I can be far away, but being on ground, they will be the one to represent this noble organization that we are starting up here. And I've read a little bit about James Olashipo. James, are you on board?
Yes, I'm on board.
Yeah,
good evening,
James.
everyone.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And
is
you
it okay
too,
for you to just give us like a minute introduction of yourself, sir?
Okay.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is James Olashipo. I currently work with Hashem Limited as infrastructure technical service engineer. Technical service and support engineer in the area of identity. Also Azure security, Microsoft 365. That's enterprise. Not only not only the surface of Office 365, but both in messaging, collaborations, and also the security wise as well. So then I also does a lot, things around central patch management. That's the whole of system center suite. Yeah. Then I'm also a Power BI enthusiast, and also a data analyst, right? So then I think I've been in the IT industry for quite a while now, and also I'm an MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer. So that's over 5 years of being in being in IT industry. That's enterprise IT, right? So I think that's basically some of the things about me. So
well,
is that okay,
that is
sir?
not basic. That is not basic. So I'm glad, and I'm really happy to have you as one of the leaders. Like I said, I've gone through some of the activities, and before we agree on some of these. So thank you very much. Olajumoke Toriola, I don't know if you're on board, Ma.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good morning.
Afternoon, Ma. How are you, Ma?
Good afternoon.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure here to be here also. I'm so glad to be here, and I hope everyone here on the call is also glad. Yes, for an introduction, my name is Toriola Olajumoke. I also work with Hashem Limited. I happen to be the CTO of Hashem. I'm also
The line is a little bit.
The noise is much.
Yes, I've muted. I think it's from Wally. I've muted that. Okay. So, like I said, I'm also a community leader for the M365 in Naija. And when the thought of the SQL pass came up and Deji told us about it, we're actually very glad to be part of it. And one of the reasons why I want to be part of it is um, the gap. Actually, there is a lot of gap in the industry around the SQL, right? And then this platform is actually a great one to provide everyone the opportunity to learn and to also at the same time network on the subject matter really. Um, I would say on my own part, I have basic knowledge on SQL, but that's where I always like to keep myself basic on everything. But then because I do a little bit of everything really. But I know that when it comes to the SQL licensing parts of SQL licensing, which I know every organization want to and how to save money on it, you can count on me on that. So really, I'm so glad to be on this, and I believe that as we continue, as we go on, we'll get to know each other the more, and then we'll derive the benefits of this group of this platform that is being created. So thanks everyone, and I welcome everybody to this group also. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you
very
very
much.
much. So some of the stuff that you've mentioned go back far back like 99, 2000. Oracle dominated Nigeria, and when NIT was in Nigeria to do more of Oracle, SQL Server 6.0 was almost like Access database then. Microsoft was continuing to push. The change part was SQL Server 2008 R2 before it moves to 2012. So the existence of SQL Server in Nigeria is not that the pressure wasn't that much then. It's more of Oracle. Even the bank I was working for, we were using Sybase because Sybase was running on Unix. Then Windows wasn't like one of the best operating systems you want to talk about when it comes to security. So the gap then was there, and after then, a lot of the opportunities there, a lot of people were not grabbing it, and we have more of a foreign countries that did dominated. And what they actually did was they look at this the scale they were able to find around then. 2015, I did a work with Zenith. I came to implement their fraud using a SaaS because I'm a SaaS person as well. We tried to use the SQL Server, but all their systems were on Oracle. So I had to do a bit of migration for them. So these are some of the stuff where we look at the cost, they discovered they were able to save more money, and SQL Server is a lot better when it comes to mine. But we'll be leveraging on some of these my small experience going forward. So thank you for pointing out some of the facts. We appreciate that, and we'll be in touch. Paul Barnabas, are we here this afternoon, sir?
Yes, I'm here. Good
Yeah.
morning, good afternoon.
Because you are Paul, I will say my name is Peter.
Wow, that's nice. Peter and Paul. It's a pleasure.
Okay, my name is Tilde Komodara. Just a 1-minute introduction of yourself. We appreciate that.
Okay, pleasure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Paul Barnabas. I'm delighted to be in the midst of wonderful folks discussing SQL path. It's a dream come true. I remember several years back, like about 2 or 1.5 years back, this conversation was had between myself and Mr. Yodeji, and I'm delighted that we are seeing it come to pass. So it's a good one. So
Thank
a little one about myself. I've been in the tech industry for about 10 years now. Remembering starting with my SQL for little development in building WordPress, building some PHP websites. I've also learned a bit about key value pair with NoSQL. Then I moved on to Microsoft SQL Server, and it's been an awesome journey all along, So what I currently do, I'm the BI developer with 7up Bottling Company. And what I do currently involve, deploying the infrastructure for business intelligence. Also involve building data models So with analysis services, also I architected the deployment of embedded, Power BI embedded. So it's scaling and serving over 300 staff members. So that's also, and so I've also worked along also with Azure SQL, done the deployment from on-premises to Azure SQL Server. So it's been an awesome ride, and I'm happy that this community, it's coming to fruition. It's a dream come true. I'm delighted about that.
Thank you so much. I think we have another wonderful, skillful guy on board. He has covered all the platform when it comes to the SQL Server. He has covered all the flavor, analysis services, Power BI, maybe reporting services included, maybe integration services, maybe data factory. Well, good to have you on board. And like I said, when we are talking about the people, I know you know what we are talking about, and it's going to be easier for you to assist the past, their past, to be able to canvas what we do and to be able to recruit more people into the team. And like we said, part of what we want to do is how we can empower ourselves. It's not just about it's about life. Let me call it that way, because it's not just about work. You cannot underestimate the power of networking. Meeting everybody today, it has really gladdened my heart. It has increased the people people I've met in my life, and I appreciate it always. It's not just about technology, but good thing is it is this technology that is biting us. Thank you very much, Paul. I withdraw. My name is no more Peter, so my name is Tilekan. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Mr. Elepute Ekpeyemi, do we have your pleasure today? Okay, I will move to Opeoluwa Enos. Good afternoon, ma, if you're on board, ma.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma. Pleasure, ma.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Opeoluwa Enos, and I'm a cloud security engineer and also a database administrator at Hashem Limited. I'm also an MCC. I specialize in deploying SQL Server always on availability based services by providing a high availability environment for customers. So I've been actually working on that for the past 2 years, and I'm happy to be part of this community. Thank you very much, everyone.
Oh, thank you very much. That was a wonderful way. I appreciate you. One of the things that this is a kind of, is a selling point for all of us there, because this is being recorded with your permission, and as part of our activities, we're going to play some of these. We're going to have some of the clips to sell to sell to the past organization, the headquarters, for them to start. We've got started. So thank you so much for your time. Mr. Ayobami Adeleke, how are you, sir? If you're on board, sir.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm fine.
Pleasure,
sir. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. It's a great privilege to be a member of this great community.
Thank you.
And it's an honor to be counted to be one of the community leaders. My humble self, I am Ayobami Adeleke. I have been a data warehouse and BI developer for about 4 years now. And I specialize with the entire Microsoft BI stack. I make use of the SSIS, SSAS, and SSRS. So I do data integration using the SSIS part of SQL Server. I build analytical models, the tabular models, the cube models for analytics and reporting. And I also create reports, paginated reports using SSRS. I also have to deal with Power BI as well for reports and dashboards for some of my clients. Then recently, with the upcoming Azure development and all, I've had to do some data integration and migration from on-premises to the cloud for some of our clients. We've also had to develop data warehouses with the Azure data warehouse, whereas the now Azure Synapse Analytics. It has been a wonderful experience working with the Microsoft tools, migrating things like SSIs, now using Azure Data Factory, creating pipelines and all the likes has been interesting, and it's something I would love to share with like minds in the community. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So that is another wonderful member of this community. And being a leader, you can say, being a leader, you don't need to tell. A leader will always be a leader. He said he will be happy to share with great minds. Thank you so much. So I want to appreciate everybody. This is a part of...
Sorry, Mr. Lekon. There's an omission. So please, I don't know if I have Sheung Okewo on board. I omitted his name. Sheung Okewo, are you on board? Hello, Sheung. If you can hear me, please just let's meet you. Yeah, I omitted your name and the picture there. Sorry, please. Okay. So Sheung is also one. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Sheung. How are you?
I'm fine. So it's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, I'm Okewulu Ashon. I work with Ashem as a cloud administrator, also infrastructure engineer. I'm also a database engineer. So I've done a lot of projects on SQL clouding and then more of integration with on-premise and then cloud solutions. So basically that's what I do. Yeah.
Okay. So
okay, thank you.
Mr. Okewo, thank you so much for joining us. And that was another wonderful. Like when you look at, can we move to get Chrome, please? When you look at the Microsoft product and the way the whole product is going, I used to have a chat with some of guys. We used to joke about this. There was a time we used to use a Citrix box, and you have your data center. You are connected using your Citrix box. But now everything has been taken away onto the data center. We don't know from data center, it goes into the cloud. But don't look up when I say cloud, always look down. The cloud we are talking about is not up. Now, using just your browser, you'll be able to do a lot in all of this. And coming up with the PassDB, to be honest, is really a pleasure to have everybody on board. We've got the great leaders, and I can't thank everyone enough for your time and for your contribution so far. Like I said at the beginning, we appreciate your ideas, how you think we can move this to the next level based on what we plan to do. So get in touch with Ayo and let us know what exactly you can do or your contribution. At the starting point is going to be a kind of participatory where everybody have one or two things to contribute. And I'm not having any doubt in terms of the technology, in terms of the personality, in terms of the presentation, but we need to work together as a team. We are just opportune to let's push this thing out. But believe you me, the drive is down to every one of us. So I want to say thank you very much. I will hand over back to my humble, coordinator and my good friend Deji. Thank you very much. I remain myself Lekon Modera. Maybe for some time I will join late. Like I said, I've been in the data industry for more than 20 years, and anything that is going to change is going to be the technology. But what is not going to change is your data. Believe you me, nothing has changed. The data modeling we've been talking about there has not changed, but the dynamism in the technology is what it is. So in the data world, we are in the real world. Thank you. Over to you, Deji.
Let me unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So thank you all for your time. So please, I want you to ask question. It's not just about us, it's about the community. One question that is key, how often should we meet? I think Sheyi, you are there. Sheyi, how often should we meet? Is it once in a month? Because we started the last Saturday of the month. Should we maintain every last Saturday of the month? If you have a suggestion to that, please feel free, drop it in the meeting chats. And that is one. Apart from that, I also want you to talk about the November event. It will be a great event. So let's talk about this. So there is a form for us, our feedback form. So the form will be dropped there on the link. So please click on the form, submit the detail about the feedback and anything you want us to talk about as far as the community is concerned. Please feel free to also put that in the form. There's a part in the form that will request for those details. What do you want us to talk about? Is there any topic that is of interest? You drop it in the form. So please, Sheyi, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Lekon, for the drive. I can see the energy there, which is show the passion that we saw earlier. And Deji, to me, this is a dream come true, and I want to, when I'm going to leave the heart, that there was a change that came through us in this continent, that we are seen as people that have made change to our society, and that is my drive. Now, coming to how often we should have the meeting. After much deliberation from us, which is going to still be thrown open, we consider having it once in a month. And we have two options, really. We have 2 times in a month. That means 2 weeks. We have one meetup, or we have one. Now, the perception is that we are just starting. Why don't we test the water, try to pull in more people? When we see the energy, when we see how people is reacting, which we know we are going to react fine with the group of team that we have here, and then we can now take up the bi-monthly meeting. But for now, from our discussion, once a month is what we are going to have, and that is what we are going to do for now, except if all of us agree contrary. Then secondly, the SQL Lagos has been approved. The website, the can help us to drop the website on, has been approved. So if you are a great speaker and you want to be part of the crew that are going to speak that day, just send we don't need to go through the formality of sending your submission on the site. You are our own. Just send it to
our personal person.
our personal person. Then can include you and every necessary information needed to put your picture there, or biography will be needed with that. Just give your topic, and Deji, Lekon, I think they will do that. They will check, because they have a lot of list that fall to them, a lot of speaker internationally that I want their feedback, and we get the agenda. So November 21st is going to be a virtual day. Our initial intention was to do it at Ashem, but because of what is going on, we are not even sure whether we are going to still have this because of social distancing, we might not have that privilege of having physical meetup, but we want to push for the virtual meetup, which means that everybody around the world, likes of Lakon, likes of people that are going to come in the future, will have access to this platform to have that day. That day is going to run from morning, and we're going to have about 3 hours of tech talk on database. And that is so exciting and awesome, because we'll be talking call from, I believe we should have more speakers from Nigeria than we have. Almost 4 or 5 people that have already sent their intention from Europe. I think most of them are from Europe, or one person from US or something. They already sent their intention. but we want more of them. Let them see our face there, that we are speaking, and they can record it and can hear what we have. So, Deji, November 21st is going to be virtual, the 3 hour section. And one thing, the caveat here is that let me not spill it, but we have an arrangement because we also deliberate that what can we do to encourage people. And Leko has he been someone that want to give back, and as agreed, maybe I hope I'm not pushing this too much to put you on stage. That we're going to do like the first few people, or we're going to do a random people that come on board. We're going to give them internet data, monetary data, monetary equal the current the data price. I don't want to. I want to marry the two. We're going to give them data, but we are not giving them data directly. We're going to give them money.
Monetize it.
Data. Monetize it. That's it. Monetize the data purchase, and which is going to be very great. And that are part of what the SQL Naija Pass is going to be doing to encourage people. So November 21st come to stay, and we're excited, and we're going to give away data for people that want to come on board for 3 hours, and it's going to be a great day. Thank you, Deji.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Appreciate you all. So we have the form on the meeting chat. Please, we need your feedback. We need your input. So this is just 3 minutes to 6. We're supposed to finish 6. So if there is still another question, feel free to raise your hand and let's have your question. And our next meeting time will be on the 25th of July, 2020. So please, the time still remains the same, 5 p.m. So the topic, what we'll be looking at, I want to tell you, is something that will really benefit most of us. So we're going to get the flyer out there. And if you are not part of the community yet, please, I will encourage you to join the Kaizela group. The group will be very active. So, and the video, the recording will also be available in case you want to run through what we've discussed. So you have access to the video this time tomorrow. So thank you very much. If there's no any other question. So last word from Sheyi. Sheyi, let's have your...
Someone is typing something? Okay. No,
although we started it's late, but last word from me, let's make it happen again. As we have done
Thank
before.
you.
Let's make it happen.
Thank you very much. So Lekon, can we have your last word before we close the session today?
Well, my last word, my word is thank you so much, and please don't let it be the first and the last meeting. Let us put the effort together to get this to get the ball rolling, and I'm looking forward to meet every one of you in person soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, we have a question here. Can you consider twice a week? Do you want to say a month? Twice a week, that would be okay, twice a month.
Let's talk now. Let's hear.
Okay, please unmute and let's hear you. Kabir, please, if you are there, unmute, let's hear you. Why do you want us to have it twice a week, a month?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Kadir Ade is my name. I'm really happy to be part of this group. I want to applaud you guys for putting this together. I'm also a master data specialist. I've added a few of you on LinkedIn. I've worked around data in the past like 10, 12 years. So it's a community I want to belong, and I think it will also help some of our community members who are also aspiring to be like our bosses there. So I think having a rapport around this frequently should help, and also help some of us to revive some of our memories around SQL and everything around data. I feel once a week is quite far. This
Once in a
meeting
month.
once in a month, sorry, once in a month is quite far. We won't be sitting again until another 4 weeks
30
again. I don't know.
days.
Yeah, for me, it's far. I don't know whether some other people have some other opinions around this.
Yeah, Kabir, if you listen to what Sheyi said, we were looking at it as we are getting started to be able to gauge people's view about this. We put it as once in a month, but we have the provision of making it twice in a month. Does that help, sir?
Yeah, okay, that helps. That helps.
So, because like if you look at coming next month, part of what we'll be trying to do is to recruit more into the community. We'll be able to strategize how we want to go about it. So in our next meeting, what you will say, only people will be able to tell us, like, can we have this? And it's going to be a collaborative decision. So we look forward to that.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So thank you very much, Kabir. Thank you, Sheyi. Thank you, Lekon. I appreciate you all. So it's actually a wonderful session this month. So let's come 25th July for our next section. And I strongly believe that session will be a wonderful one indeed. So do have a blessed weekend. So enjoy yourself. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.